Thank you. Thank you. Thanks so much, Jano and the team here at Transit Tech. This is such an important school because when you look at the turnover and transit-related jobs, we need to have the pipeline to ensure that our children are on track to successful, good-paying jobs and make sure our trains stay running on time. As you see, the transit system is continuing to evolve and improve, not only in the delivery of service, but as Jano and I partner with the governor, we have been able to really tackle something that has impacted New Yorkers, and that is public safety on our transit system. When you really actualize that robberies that are at the lowest level since we have started recording the robberies on our transit system, we see a steady decrease in crime after a slight uptick in January. We've witnessed how a collaboration between the governor, the MTA, and the NYPD, hats off to all that are involved. But how do we maintain not only to have trains run on time, but our young people get to and from their place of employment, their place of business? How do we get it on time? And these are tough economic times. It's challenging for families to come up with the dollars that are needed to move around this city. And when you put a focus group together that includes young people, you can get real feedback on what can prevent the fare evasion, what can prevent the challenges of moving forward. And that is what the announcement means today. This is a long way from the token. And technology allows us to improve on how our young people can move through the city. And these are real dollars. Over the 12 weeks through the summer, you can save up to almost close to $1,000. During the school year, it's about $20 a week. Do the math, that's $80 a month. That is a significant amount of money when you're talking about collecting how you're going to pay for lunch money, how you're going to get the basic things that a family needs. And so we have an obligation in government to find ways to put money back into the pockets of everyday New Yorkers, and that is what we're doing. When you are a student, you have to use your Metro card, your Omni card, to pick up your siblings. You have to use your Omni card to go to maybe an appointment somewhere, a medical appointment, or go to the library in your community. So this Omni card plays a significant role, and plays a significant role for family members. So it's exciting to us, this new Omni card, 365 days of the year, that they can be used 24 hours, a real huge win for all those who are going to receive this. And it's imperative, every dollar you don't have to swipe, or what is this, touch now? You don't swipe anymore, right? Tap? Is it tap? Every dollar you use to tap is a dollar that won't be tapped out of your pockets. And so we want to partner, and we want to really continue things we're doing. We have both the Assembly and the City Council here. Cannot say enough about the partnership with the City Council when we were able to expand Fair Fares for New York City for half-price subway and bus fares. Huge, huge saving for low-income New Yorkers. And we also, this is why we budget $11 million for free Metro cards for summer youth employment. It's all part of the operation. And expanding our greenways, it's getting around the city. Expanding our greenways allow those to have exercise and use our bikes and walk to get to where we're going in the city. Really great announcement, great school. When you think about what happens when our young people who leave here, they go on to be gainfully employed in an amazing industry. When you look at the head of the system now, he was just stating, he started out digging ditches, now he's running a massive subway system. And so right here is the next leader of the MTA and transit system coming through the pipeline that we have encouraged. So again, Jano, thank you. We spent so much time together these last few months doing some good stuff.
Yeah,
okay.
Way to go. And the mayor said it all, and he always looks calm, cool, and collected, even a hot day, and I'm jealous about that. Listen, you, Mayor, have been an amazing partner to MTA from day one. And what you said about safety is true, and it ought to be conveyed regularly to New Yorkers. Transit crime, subway crime is dramatically down this year, and it is a huge story that we're not going to stop talking about. We had another great week last week, 20% down last week. We are now, oh, thank you. You know, I should take the suggestion, not wear a jacket. There you go. Listen, subway crime down last week, again, 20%. 8% down for the year. You said it all, Mayor, but even more important, 12% down versus pre-COVID. Don't let the tabloid media or some of the other folks tell you that the subway is a dystopian hellscape. It is among the success stories under your administration. I also got to thank Governor Hochul, who is helping to fund this New York City school OMNY program through the state. She's been a great supporter of what we're doing on all fronts, and I got to say thanks as well. Listen, as I said, you're going to have, as a new student OMNY comes into play, you're going to have the flexibility to go anywhere all the time and to take advantage of everything that this city has to offer. The transition to Omni is underway. We have not set a date when we're going to phase MetroCard out entirely. That date will be coming. And part of the reason that we're confident of that is we've passed 50% for the first time just recently. 50% of all the users of Subway are actually using Omni. All the users of bus and Subway are using Omni. So that is a huge milestone, and 1.7 billion total taps already. We've already launched pilots for selected paratransit customers, the pre-tax commuter benefits, those pre-tax value transit cards that people receive for their jobs. Fair fares, Mayor talked about it. Our fair fares are 50% cost reduction customers. The low-income folks are getting Omni, and there's just a wider rollout underway. So we are making tremendous progress. Shout out to the MTA team who is making this all happen. This is very complicated. We saw the incredible work of a great technology team last week at the city when we talked about that outage and how the city's services have resisted it. Same with the MTA. And the Omni team is part of that leadership structure. Jesse Lazarus, Amy Linden, Tim Kaiser, many others. So with that, I'm going to stop yammering and turn it over to folks who have important things to say, namely the students who are here at Transitech, Malik Innes and Suba Habib. Let's hear from them.
So I believe the Omni cards would benefit me in all aspects, specifically when it comes to traveling on the weekends. I'm a student athlete, so we have games on Sundays and Saturdays, and not having the ability to travel for free, it kind of hurts sometimes because as a full-time student, I don't always have the ability to participate in internships and work. But when I do have the opportunity to work in internships, I have to travel all over the place, and I don't have the opportunity to travel on the bus and on the train because the Metro cards are only available from 5:30 to 8:30. So using an Omni card would give me the ability to tap and go. It'll be more efficient, and I will be able to make my Sunday football games. And also when it comes to traveling in the city, I have to transfer from the bus to the train, back to the train to the bus, and only having the ability to use the card 3 times is just not enough. That one extra time would get me that last trip to get home. I also think it would, well, for me, it's important because it's more sanitary. Just to tap and go and to catch that A train is very important to me. You got to get to work on time. And also the Metro cards, I have to swipe it 2 and 3 times. It just doesn't register. The tap and go, I know for sure it will work. And I just feel like it will be better for a full-time student like me.
Hi, my name is Suba Habib. I'm also a student at Transitech, CTE High School. I feel like the Omni card is actually very beneficial for us high school students who do more than just high school outside of high school hours. We are students, we are daughters, we are sons, and we have a lot to attend to. I am also a student athlete. I run track, and getting to our track meets on Saturdays and days that, going to track on the days that out of the MetroCard restriction is very important, and we're not able to do that with the regular MetroCard, but with the OMNY card, it's time efficient, cost efficient, and it really helps us students travel from place to place. And if New York is a city that never sleeps, then why should the MetroCard be limited to time hours? It should always be like a 24-hour thing where students can really go to our extracurriculars, go to all these programs to really help our college apps. I myself am a part of this program called SEO. It's a 8-year program that takes us to and through to college, and it's a program where I attend twice a week in the school year and 6 weeks in the summer. And so with that MetroCard, I don't have the convenience of getting there in the summer. But with the OMNY card, I would be able to go there all the 365 days of the school year. So I don't have to pay out of pocket to get from place to place. And I feel like that is very beneficial to us as students to really flourish. And to really flourish and not have to worry about costs, because I'm pretty sure we have a lot to worry about already, and that's like the least of our worries right now. You know? Yeah.
Wow. Look out, world. Malik and Suba are coming. These are amazing, amazing kids, and we're just proud to have them be part of the story of what we're trying to do to support New York City school students. Now we want to hear from a couple of elected officials who have been really active in this area, and first, Harvey Epstein from the New York State Assembly. Harvey?
Thank you. I want to thank General Lieber and the mayor for having this day. This is something that, from my neighborhood, it's been a long time coming. In 2019, my youth council started talking about the problems of Metro cards. First, we grappled with the half-fare Metro card, and if people remember in 2019, about 130,000 New York City students had a half-fare card, which meant they had to pay $1.35 in change twice a day to get to and from school if they lived within 2 miles from school. And luckily, back then, we were able to change that for 130,000 people. And then in 2022, the Youth Council did a report that talked about, they studied over 1,000 people, 1,000 students, and they said 70% of the students needed the card after 8:30 p.m. and before 5:30 a.m. and needed 4 swipes and needed the weekend. We're able to get a Metro Card Right pamphlet, but Tay is really instrumental. This change is going to help hundreds of thousands of our young people make sure they can go to a program, get involved in a sports activity, talking about an internship over the summer. The cost has been prohibitive to so many New Yorkers, and we heard really from Malik and Subad of how it impacted them. Think about that for every New York City public high school student who wants to have a strong resume to get into college, to be able to do something professionally. This change will be instrumental. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 4 swipes is going to be game-changing for our students. It's going to be game-changing for the city. So this is really what we're talking about. Now students can do the sports, can do the internship, can make a difference. And I want to thank you all for your leadership. I want to thank the Department of Education and Councilwoman Brooks Powers for her leadership, because we are here today because everyone came together because we know it was going to better all the students in New York City. Thank you.
And thank you, Assembly Member. You've been working on this issue a long time, so this is a special milestone. Council Member Selvina Brooks Powers, Chairman of Transportation in the Council.
Thank you, and good morning. I believe deeply in transportation as a public good and in the right of every single New Yorker to access it. It is for this reason that I am excited to be here today with Mayor Adams MTA Chair Jano Lieber, my colleague in the Assembly, Assemblymember Harvey Epstein, and our exceptional students here celebrating the launch of the student Omni cards. But first, I want to just acknowledge how impressed I am by these young people. And as a former athlete, I have to say, Transit used to have a really dope track team. I'm not sure what it looks like right now, but I ran for Washington Irving, and it was a lot of competition back then. And I'm in a unique place where I think I can really speak to the evolution of transportation as a student, where I remember, old enough to remember the token, as well as the paper travel cards that we used to use to get on the bus, but I also remember having to take a Metro card as well, and the limitations that it had. It was great to get us to where we needed to go as someone coming from Southeast Queens going all the way into Manhattan to go to school. It is something that bridged a gap for many of my classmates and myself, but thanks to this new program, New York City students can access up to 4 free rides a day on our subways, buses, and rail using one card throughout the year. And the city will distribute free Omni cards instead of Metro cards to our 1.1 million public school students for this upcoming school year, moving us one step closer to contactless free trip benefits for eligible students. For students who live half a mile or more from their school building, these free rides are absolutely essential. With more than 3/4 of regular fare customers already using Omni on our buses and subways, I'm excited that we're bringing this successful program to our schools. All New Yorkers deserve reliable, high-quality transit options that at rates everyone can afford. And following a budget in which we were able to secure additional funding for the expansion of fares, we will continue to fight to make our transportation systems more equitable for all. Thank you to Mayor Adams and to Chair Lieber for making this exciting initiative a reality. I look forward to working with you to make the city's transit more affordable and accessible for our students and for all of New York City. Thank you so much.
Okay, because there's always a few acknowledgments that I botch, so I'm going to fix that right now. One is the guy who runs New York City Transit right now is an amazing transit leader who's been a source of inspiration to many here at Transit Tech, Demetrius Critchlow. So thank you for all you do. Among other things, giving us the best subway service in 12 years. And the reason our customers are happier than they used to be is not just because service is running well, but also because we have a great customer service operation, and Shanifa Riara runs that. So thank you, Shanifa, for everything that you do. And Anthony Diggs is here with us as well, is another student at Transit Tech who is a transit enthusiast and user, and we're thrilled that you were able to join as well. So with that, Mayor, may we take some Q&A?
Sounds like a plan.
All right, let's have at it.
All right, let's start right over here with Mary Lynn Buckley from 1010 Wins, 92.3 FM, CBS 880, Odyssey.com. Go ahead.
You got it all. All right. Just in terms of these student Omni cards, is there going to be a way for the students to transfer them onto their phones? And when do they go into effect? Is it going to be this summer for the summer school students or come September?
We are in the process of the next school year. We're going to have the ability to have it all be done on the phones. Because the one thing we know is students do lose Metro cards. We know that, because they come back and ask for substitute ones. We hope that they will not lose their Omni card, because we're not requiring them to have all different kinds of cards. But one thing they don't lose, their phone. So we do need to transition that. So a year from now, we're anticipating it will be on the phone. But this is the phase-in to get used to the Omni system.
All right, let's go to Julia Joseph here from News 12 Brooklyn. Julia.
Thank you. Hi, I have one question for you, Mayor Adams. The first is you talked about fare evasion and the correlation between that and crime, which we've been talking about since January. Would you speak more on that and how that relates to the students, if you've seen a correlation between students and transit crime?
You know, actually, we learned that from back in the days with Bill Bratton, where we saw connectivity between those who were not paying their fare and going onto the system and committing crimes. And a lot of the individuals who we found later now that have carried out violent crimes in the subway system, when we go back to track who they are, we notice that they did not pay their fare. And fare evasion on a whole shows a disproportionate number of people who don't pay their fare and commit crimes. I think when it comes down to students, they're doing it out of necessity. They are trying to get to school, they're trying to pick up their niece, their nephew, their sibling, and they just don't have the money to do so. And we are attempting to make it easier to not to have these young people have a record because they're trying to carry out an activity that they must do as part of their daily interaction, as the two students stated. Being in sports, being an athlete, having to get to and from practice and other things, and on the weekends are important. So this is more a preventive step so that we don't have our young people have to jump the turnstile so they can't do the things that they need to do, and this is a way to do it.
All right, Julia, you had one more?
Thank you. Yes, last question. Would you guys just be able to brief over the restrictions, if there are any, for these Omni cards?
I don't think there are. I think the restriction, there really aren't restrictions. That's what's different. It's 24/7, 365. No more hourly restrictions, no more restrictions that you can't use it on the weekends, and no more restrictions that you can't use it out of the school year. You can use it in the summer when school is out. You can use it in the middle of the night or coming home from a game or another activity. It is about flexibility. That's the difference. No restrictions.
Sorry, restrictions meaning like where a student lives, if that has to deal with it, how much money their family is making, or any student in New York City can get this?
Well, the school system does apply some restrictions on, if you live right next door to the school, they're not giving out free transit passes. So those are administered by the school, and that's been in effect for some time. But for most kids, this is going to be a game changer.
All right, anything else on topic? I know there's a couple off-topic questions. On topic that hasn't been asked already? Yeah, all right, Jack Moffat from the Post. Jack.
Can 3K and pre-K children get these Omni cards?
I don't know what's the age. Do we know that? Yeah, I don't think the pre-K, the little kids are getting them, in part because there is, the system already permits little kids to ride for free.
All right, off topic.